Welcome to the Olympic capital city of Lausanne, Switzerland for the 2008 FIDE Médecins Archery World Cup Final. Just minutes from FIDE headquarters, in the splendor of the Montbenon Casino Gardens, 16 of the world's finest archers are competing for World Cup gold in 4 disciplines. In the wake of success in Beijing, the recurve discipline boasts no fewer than 5 Olympic champions. In the compound discipline, local hero Patrizio Hofer is looking for support from his home crowd. After triumphs and tribulations in qualification stages earlier this year, archery has come home to decide who will take gold. Let the games begin. The recurve ladies bronze match had spectators treated to something of a surprise, with the tournament favorites Yun Oki and Natalia Valeva finding themselves battling for something they don't usually battle for, bronze rather than gold. Yun had met Poland's Justyna Mośpinek in the semis, only to miss out on a shot at the gold by a single point. Valeva had made some big changes after the Beijing Olympic Games. She changed her form and her bow weight. Her timing was still good, but there were some small elements of her shot that she was working on right up till the match started. She didn't quite find her stride and once again found herself at the mercy of a Korean archer in her semifinal with Park Sung-hyung. Now, at the close of the first end that we've already seen, Yun had already earned a 3-point lead over Natalia. At the second, Natalia had failed to improve on her 25 from the first round. At the half, she trailed Yun by 6. Yun's consistent showing produced 84 points after 9 shots. Came into the final end. Yun showed no sign of relaxing into her lead. 5 10s in the match. Yun had a lot of consistency. Natalia, with changes, not able to recover. Yun taking the bronze with an 8-point margin. After the much-hyped semi-final Olympic revenge match between Park Kyung-mo and the Olympic gold medalist Victor Raban, it became quite clear Park had work to do, facing Romain Giroul, who'd fallen to Park's teammate Im Dong-hyung in the recurve semis earlier in the day. Both archers had a strong enough start, Park taking a slender lead at the end of the first, 28-29. But after an 8 from Park in the second, the French archer had a 1-point lead. Third end, Romain taking his third consecutive 28 from 3 arrows, extending his lead by 3 points, 84-81. Now, the truth is, both Park and Romain have a tendency to slow down and become a little tentative under a lot of pressure. But Romain was able to keep it together just a little better than Park this time. Park had a 28 for his final 3 arrows. 25 from Giroul led to a tiebreaker. Both archers on 109, and Romain Giroul took it after shooting a 9 to win the tiebreak by a single point. On to the compound ladies, and despite taking Jamie Van Natta all the way to a tiebreak in the semis, Poarch stage winner Amandine Bujau found herself fighting for bronze rather than what she really wanted, which was gold against Croatian Ivana Budin. Now, shooting against Amandine is not easy without scoring 7 from your first arrow, and despite shooting a total of 6 10s throughout the match, Ivana never recovered from a tough start. 26-28 after 3 arrows. 8 separating 2 10-point arrows in the second for Amandine. Ivana matched it but didn't close the gap at any point. At the halfway mark, Amandine was leading 56-54, both archers trading 9s and 10s before Ivana closed in on Amandine to break it up to an 84-83 almost tie with just 3 shots to go. Now, Ivana took the lead down to just 1 point, but really the match belonged to Amandine all the way through. The volley of 10s, perfect end, taking the bronze in style, and a final score, 114-110 with bronze, going to Amandine Bujau. Not unlike his fellow Italian, Natalia Valeva, Sergio Pagni produced some of the year's most memorable performances throughout the FIDE 2008 stages. Here in Lausanne, he provided no shortage of drama in a semi-final tiebreaker with the Canadian archer Dietmar Trillis. This guy, Pat Coughlin, would join Sergio for a battle for bronze after his defeat at the hands of a crowd-pumped Patrizio Hofer. In a fine display of the compound discipline, Pat and Sergio shot 14 10s between them. In the bronze final at the halfway mark, Pat held a 1-point lead, 57-56. Sergio hauled back his 1-point deficit with a perfect 30 in the final end, and once again a tiebreak was necessary with both archers on 115 points. Sergio, as you can see here, is never happy with anything less than a perfect 10. No more so than today. And with his tie-breaking arrow hitting the target, he handed Pat Coughlin a chance to end the match. A chance that Pat was more than happy to take, shooting his 8th 10 out of 13 arrows, taking the bronze with it. Well, it's pretty clear that Pat wasn't really happy with letting things get to a shoot-off, and perhaps he wasn't really happy with bronze, but the longest traveled archer to get to this World Cup goes home with a medal. Jamie Van Natta took her first and only compound stage win in Santo Domingo. She had tragedy in Porridge, but in stages 3 and 4, Jamie fought back, qualifying with 64 points. Ivana Budin of Croatia lost to Jamie in the first stage, and despite low scores in Porridge and Boe, Ivana took third in Antalya. Nicholas Simpson had a roller coaster year. Second place finishes in Porridge and Boe, qualifying with 47 points. Amandine Bouillot finished fourth in stage 1, taking 25 from Porridge and qualifying with 43. Here we are with Jamie Van Natta against this woman, the golden gal from GBR, Nicholas Simpson. Now, both of these women have had great years so far. Nicholas Simpson has won the Las Vegas Championship, but Jamie Van Natta has had a huge run coming into this World Cup. She just won the World Championships for field archery. It is her first world title. So Jamie has tons of confidence and every reason in the world to do her best. Nicholas Simpson is happy to be here and has been shooting exceptionally well all year. The 52-year-old Nikki Simpson has a great attitude. She started out the year great, winning the prestigious indoor tournament, the Las Vegas International, and she has also set a new World Masters record. So, right now, it's anybody's ball game. Nikki Simpson had 3 points out of stage 1, 21 points for a second-place finish in stage 2, 5 more points racked on for a 12th place finish in stage 3, another second place, and 21 points in the 4th stage. She ended up 3rd in the ranking coming into this thing. Conditions are very good, and Jamie is shooting strong, at least for her first shot. Nicholas Simpson, on the other hand, started out with something other than a 10, but then Jamie starts to falter. You can see from the look on her face she didn't like that one bit. Maybe she didn't expect it. Now here comes Nicholas Simpson. And so quickly, Nicola in position to take a fairly substantial lead, and she does. That's another X. So solid shooting from Nicholas Simpson. She's got a 29 after the first 3 arrows. She's got a 2-point lead on Jamie Van Natta. This is not where Jamie wanted to be. Now, Jamie has struggled with World Cup finals since 2006 in Mexico. Since 2007 in Dubai, she's never made it to a gold medal match in the World Cup. She had a release malfunction in Mexico. She just didn't shoot well in Dubai. But here she is now on the gold medal stage, and right now, Nicholas Simpson's in position to take a fairly substantial lead. However, as you can just see, Jamie Van Natta came back strong with treble 10, and now she's driven Nicola to the wall. 1-point separation. Nicola with 58, Jamie with 57, and we're going into the second half of this round. And now Jamie has to come on strong if she's going to keep up any kind of momentum and try to take the lead back from Nicola. Nicola's not backing off, as you can see. Another 10. And then the door opens, seemingly, for Nicola. Liner, too close to call at the time, turned out to be a 10. So you've got a situation here where 8 will lead. Nicola continues her lead. She's got a 2-point lead at this stage. There's 3 arrows to go. A lot of pressure on both of these shooters right now. That's Ed Burgess standing there with Jamie. They're engaged at the point of this broadcast. And Nicola Simpson's got her husband Ian in the stands pulling for her. And you can see the results after that little pep talk, maybe. Jamie's not giving up at this point. 1 shot to go for Jamie, 2 shots to go for Nicola. Nicola has just given up the lead. Jamie clinches the match with a solid 10. There's no way that Nicola can win. Last arrow from Nicola giving her the silver. Jamie Van Natta with a much-needed victory. First time ever for Jamie Van Natta to take the gold in the World Cup final. Ed Burgess getting his own medal there. And we've got ourselves a situation where Nicholas Simpson, who's had a great year, takes silver. Silver for the golden gal from GBR.
Rarely is there an 8 or something that I can't say, oh, I know what I did. And that's that very first 8, I really can't explain what happened. And then I had a second one, and I couldn't explain that one either. But But basically, when you come into a situation like that, you buckle down and you say, you know what, it doesn't matter because the next ones just need to be 10s. I set a few goals for myself this year, and actually I've met everyone but one of them. So I've had a really fantastic year. I trained like I meant to, I worked like I meant to, and I shot at the tournaments like I meant to. Actually, for me, the year is over. I'm getting married in 6 weeks, so I'm taking a break, a little 6-week break from archery, but I will come back in the indoor season in the U.S. and then the first World Cup in Santo Domingo again.
Compound men. Sergio Pagni started his World Cup campaign in Porridge, taking 25 points in Stage 2. A win against Dejan Sitar and Antalya confirming Sergio's place in the final. Pat Coughlin struggling in Stage 1 in Santo Domingo, taking 18 points. Pat leaving it to Bowie before he took his stage win. Local boy Patrizio Hoffer taking just 12 points in Stage 1 before finishing in 4th in Antalya, and Bowie making his total 42, and Dietmar Trillis taking points from the first 3 stages, most notably a 3rd place in Porridge. Now it's down to a battle of 2 rather intense and unique characters coming onto the field of play, Dietmar Trillis and Patrizio Hoffer. Patrizio is a young guy, Dietmar an older guy. Dietmar, ranked 2nd in the world, is the world champion from 2007. He won the world championship in Leipzig in 2007, and he has shot relatively in the middle of the pack throughout the rest of the World Cup stages, but consistently well enough so that he was able to make it in as the 4th place qualifier. Now this guy, Patrizio Hoffer, very intense young man with a big home crowd right behind him, hoping for his first World Cup final victory. Patrizio coming into this thing also with more middle of the pack, but he had a little bit better success in a couple of the stages, giving him 3rd, just ahead of Dietmar. So Patrizio Hoffer, the intense young Swiss shooter, getting ready to take on the challenger, Dietmar Trillis. Opening end. Dietmar and Patrizio very evenly matched. In fact, following each other step by step. Dietmar shoots a 9, Patrizio shoots a 9, Patrizio shoots an 8, Dietmar shoots an 8, and both of them finishing in the same manner as well. So after 3 arrows, we've got a dead-tied score. All right, now on to the second end. And all the way through the World Cup stages and through a lot of other events, we've seen Patrizio Hoffer shoot strongly to start, then kind of have a little bit of a bobble halfway through, and then try to come back strong, usually with good success, but not always. Here is the bobble of Patrizio, that 8 right there, and that may very well come back to haunt him. So, second end, we're looking at a 10, an 8, and a 9 from Patrizio, a 9 and a couple of 10s from Dietmar, who's now picking up some momentum. There's no real weather to speak of here. We've got really nice conditions. Flags just very, very easily moving through the breeze. Now, here we are at the second half of the match. We've got Patrizio in a situation where he opens with a 9, and we are seeing another 9 from Dietmar. Now Patrizio puts on the pressure. There is a solid shot, 10 points. Can Dietmar match it? No. And he still maintains the lead, but he can't engage for a higher level of lead from Patrizio. Patrizio just shot 2 10s and keeps the pressure on Dietmar. So we've got one end to go. We've got a tied score. Does not get better than this, folks. This is pinnacle of compound competition. Dietmar and Patrizio, gold medal final, and they are still tied. Now, a small bobble from Patrizio. Good shot, but just out of the 10, while Dietmar follows through with a solid shot, 10 points. 10 to keep it alive. Now we're looking at a situation where Dietmar was not able to capitalize on the fact that a 10 would have won it for him, so it puts him in a shoot-off position. It is exactly the way that Dietmar Trillis won the World Championships last year in Leipzig. He needs a 10 to win, and there it is. Now, the truth is, Dietmar did not have what you'd call an outstanding year. mediocrity for the most part. But at the finals, when he needed to do it, he was able to put it together, shoot that vital 10, making him a true champion.
I don't want to manage shoot-offs anymore. I hope this was my very last shoot-off. I guess you get things going through your mind, you make a couple of bad shots, and all of a sudden it ends up being even. It's tough. Just shooting these formats, shooting this shoot-off format is very difficult at best. There was a lot of luck involved. There was skill involved. There was a lot of hard work involved. But all the archers that were here today put in all that much work.
In the recurve ladies, Korea's Yoon Oh-ki would qualify with 71 points, the highest of the year. Yoon would dominate in stages 2 and 3 and settled for second in Boe. Park Sung-hyun, the legend, would not fare so well, qualifying 10 points behind Yoon. Natalia Valeva took advantage of the Koreans' absence in stage 1 with a first place, but spent the remaining 3 rounds in the shadows, finishing with 53 points, and Justyna Moshpanek of Poland stole the 4th place thanks to her second place finish in Porridge. Well, speaking of folks with less than outstanding performances over the course of the past year, Justyna has come into the World Cup finals with a single outstanding performance, second place at the second stage. She did not compete at stage 3. She was 9th at stage 4. She was 9th at the first stage, so she comes into this thing 4th with 37 points. Pretty much the same position that her predecessor that we just saw on the screen, that was Dietmar Trillis, had come into this situation. Now, here is the woman that everybody in the world has respect for and has a small amount of fear for, Park Sung-hyun. This is an outstanding shooter by any measure. She has the highest score ever shot by a human being. She has the silver medal from Beijing. She's been under a lot of pressure lately in her home country of Korea. The media has been merciless to her from having lost the gold medal at Beijing, but she's coming into this thing looking solid. Look at that, 10 dead center. Now here's Justyna. We're used to seeing a lot of 9s from Justyna. We're not used to seeing a big 10 count from her, but now we're seeing something we don't see much of from Park Sung-hyun. We're seeing something outside the gold. So now we've got a tied score after 2 shots. Park's got a group over on the left side. There's not much wind to account for it. Justyna shoots. Okay, 27 points, tied score. Second end, another solid 10 from Park Sung-hyun. This is about the time when most recurve women decide to pack up their bags and head home crying, but at this point, Justyna is still trying to hang in there. Again, shooting off, nothing to the right side for Park. Justyna with another, not bad shot. And another solid 10 from Park. This is what we expect to see from the 2004 Olympic champion. Justyna Moshpanek, on the other hand, well, honestly, that's what we expect to see from her, too. A 3-point deficit at the half against Park Sung-hyun. Honest, nobody really expects Justyna to put it together and win this match. Now, however, Justyna may show that she has other ideas. Now, how did that happen? Park Sung-hyun shooting something other than a 9? In fact, a 7? Well, it turned out to have been an 8 after the closer score from the judge. But the fact of the matter is, there's a big chink in the armor. And Justyna Moshpanek is now taking advantage of it with 3 vital, perfect shots. And what's going on with Park's grouping? Isn't she moving her sight? She's grouping in the 10 ring, but the arrow's not in the 10 ring.
With a 3-point lead unofficially. We'll wait for the official score as the judges head to the target.
So Justyna Moshpanek has pulled out a 2-point lead. Last end. Park needs 10s right now. 9s won't do. All Justyna needs to do is keep it somewhere in the middle, because she's got a point to play with. Park needs a 10 here. Justyna, well, if she shoots a 10, she's going to close the... Oh, look at that, 10 points. The door is closing. That is not what Park needed at that time, that last shot in the 8 ring. And all Justyna needs is a 7 to win. She shoots an 8. Elementary, my dear Watson. This one's over. And Justyna Moshpanek comes from 4th in the ranking to 1st to take her first World Cup gold medal ever.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm very happy to be here and that I won this match. When I shot 3 10s, I say to me behind that I can do this and I can win. And I think, I hope that it's be very good year the next year.
2008 Olympic silver medalist Pak Kyung-mo finished with 51 points after shooting in 3 of the 4 stages, but he didn't manage a single win. Im Dong-hyung also with 51 points, taking 3rd in stage 2 before taking his only win in Antalya, 8 points in Boe. Victor Raban saved his best for last. 17 points on the board after the first 3 stages, then 25 points and first place in Boe. And Romain Giroul added to his 13 points from stage 1 with a big win in Porridge and 39 points to qualify. Well, we've got another world champion shooting for the World Cup Grand Final, and that is Im Dong-hyung, this fellow who won the championship of the world in Leipzig in 2007. He set the Olympic record in 2004. He hasn't done as much at the Olympic Games as he would like as an individual, but of course he's got himself a couple of gold medals from the team round. Here at the World Cup in stage 3, he took first place with 25 points. He did very well in the other stages. Victor Raban, this guy coming fresh off Olympic victory. In Beijing, he was dominating over the teammate of Mr. Im, Mr. Pak. However, in the World Cup, it was only at stage 4 that he really came on strong after a 12th place finish in stage 3. He was first in stage 4 with 25 points, which was just before Beijing, where, as we all know, he won the Beijing Olympic Games. Now, here we go with the match. We're expecting Victor Raban to come out of the gate pretty strong, right? And sure enough, there's a 10. Im Dong-hyung, ooh, baby, knocks the spin wing off the arrow. Here comes Victor. What's that? That is a 7. And Im, not the least bit concerned about what Mr. Raban is doing with another 10. So Victor already finds himself in the hole. 3 points down coming out of this first end. And Im Dong-hyung, well, he's got 29 of a possible 30. Now here we are with the second end. Not exactly unspectacular, but 10s are what Victor Raban needs now. Im can kind of cruise along, keep him in the gold, no problem. As long as Victor does not find the 10 ring and Im continues to hit the gold, no problems for Im Dong-hyung. And so there's a 28 from Victor Raban. Im Dong-hyung just needs to shoot a 10 to match it. There it is. No pressure on Im Dong-hyung. He's got a 3-point lead at the half. Is it going to be revenge for Im Dong-hyung for his teammate Pak's loss at the Olympic Games? Well, we'll find out. All right, there's a solid 10 to start off the second half of the match from Victor Raban. Again, though, Im Dong-hyung still cruising along. He can keep arrows in the gold, and as long as Victor doesn't hit too many more 10s, like that 9 right there, Im's going to maintain his lead. Makes it look easy. So Im Dong-hyung, well, basically all he's got to do is keep his arrows in the gold because there's not much room for Victor Raban to make up points on him. And as long as he doesn't make a mistake, there you have it. That is a mistake. 7 points? Now it's just down to a 1-point difference. He has opened the door for Victor Raban. Will Victor capitalize? There you have it. 10 points. Im needs to keep it in the 10 ring. He does. He knows he made a mistake. He doesn't want to repeat it. Victor with a 9 getting 101. He's got 1 arrow to go. And what kind of follow-through is that? Well, it kind of puts it in the 10 ring, I guess. At any rate, we're looking at a situation now where Victor Raban's got 110 points. 9 will win. Victory for Im Dong-hyung. Boy, it looked like he wanted to do anything but he has pulled out a victory and upset the Olympic champion, who now has to settle for silver. Revenge for Team Korea from this guy, Im Dong-hyung, victorious with 112 points.
이런 beautiful I'm delighted to get a gold medal here at the World Cup final and in this beautiful place. I'm also happy to compete with good archers in the fantastic Switzerland. Although I did not get a good score at the Beijing Olympic Games, I'm pleased to get a good result in Switzerland. I will make an effort in order to get a better score for the next Olympic Games.
The beauty of competition is that it often results in unexpected triumphs and moments which reveal the strength of the human spirit. We certainly saw all that and more throughout the 2008 season. These finals showcased each of these qualities in a single day of intense competition. And as the sun set on the 2008 Archery World Cup circuit, from Eastern Europe to the Middle East, the Caribbean to the heart of Europe, archery's finest were able to showcase their talent and desire to compete here in the Olympic City. We now look forward to seeing in 2009 and another World Cup circuit culminating in a grand final in Copenhagen, where we'll see you next year.